Hello everybody, I'm Norris. It is January 20th and this is the Real Estate Headline Roundup in 2. First up with the national numbers, the Mortgage Bankers Association says applications increased 23.1% from last week. Freddie Mac announced 30-year fixed mortgage rates are down to 3.88%. Holy cow. And the National Association of Home Builders reported builder confidence increased this month for the 4th month in a row, yet housing starts also decreased last month according to the Commerce Department. On to a few California numbers. Dataquick's December numbers are out and says that California sales are up 4.2% from November. Prices were slightly up month over month, but down year over year. Foreclosure resales made up a full 34.2% of total sales in December's, meaning you investors have been very busy. The U.S. Government Accountability Office released a report saying that non-seasonal home vacancies have risen 51% over the past decade. The report looked into TARP funds and more specifically the Neighborhood Stabilization Program to see how communities were dealing with these vacancies. No surprise here, blighted properties, title issues, and sheer volume stood in the way for hard-hit cities to really make a significant dent in blight. Hopefully they'll now see why investors are an important part of the solution, and it really isn't all that easy. A judge is allowing CalPERS to move forward with their lawsuit against Standard & Poor's and Moody's Corp. CalPERS invested some $1 billion in structured investment vehicles, which included things like mortgage-backed securities, and of course they saw really bad losses. These credit agencies of course gave these investments their highest AAA rating. CalPERS is hoping to recoup some of its horrible losses and is now allowed to proceed with the lawsuit. As reported last week, Fannie and Freddie are on the search for new CEOs. However, new executives should expect less than the last CEO received by quite a large amount. New Freddie Mac CEO may receive compensation of $250,000 to $500,000 base salary, and that's compared to the last CEO who earned $900,000. Fannie Mae will likely follow suit. Both GSEs received tremendous criticism for losses, while executive compensation was oh so ridiculous. Now, here is a pretty big story. HUD Secretary Shawn O'Toole announced Wednesday that 1 million Americans should expect principal write-downs on their mortgages. Whoa! The settlement has been in talks since October of 2010. You might know it as MERS issues or robo-signing issues, and that's of course top servicers and banks being sued for improper foreclosures and abuses in servicing. With the settlement comes to around $20 to $25 billion. It is not clear if California has signed back onto the suit or if Kamala Harris will pursue her own settlement. New York and California both were criticizing the deal because this gets all the banks and servicers off the hook for any future liability and government suits. Working out the numbers though, it would be around $20,000 for each homeowner. If you live in California, you know that's almost laughable and just a drop in the can. Shawn O'Toole is saying this issue should be put to rest in about a couple weeks. And in our final story this week, FHFA Director Edward DeMarco is expected to be subpoenaed by Democrats on the Housing Oversight Committee. They want to understand the exact effects principal write-downs would have on Fannie and Freddie. DeMarco fears that having Fannie and Freddie mortgage servicers write down the principal amounts would lead just to more losses for the GSEs, who already owe the government $151 billion in bailouts. Democrats are pushing to have DeMarco replaced, and 4 million Fannie and Freddie homeowners are underwater. That's it for the headlines. You can check out all the news stories and many more on our blog at thenorrisgroup.com/blog. Up on the radio show this week, we're really excited to have Robert Kleinhenz. He actually was the Deputy Chief Economist for the California Association of Realtors and now has moved over to the Los Angeles Economic Development Center. He's going to take over there for Jack Kaiser. On the 25th, upcoming events, we're going to be at Investor